morning, children. Today we are going to take up the first topic of class 7th geography. That is, the name of the topic is environment. So we are going to study about the environment in this particular chapter. So now let's see, um, what do we understand by environment. Now the number of things are part and parcel of environment, uh, where everything around us, like all the living things and all the non-living things together, all the biotic and abiotic part all together makes the environment. And number of food chains and the exchange of gases keeps on going in the organisms, and that is how the environment is created. And along with the living organisms, the non-living part, the abiotic part, is also very, very important, because the living organisms, they are dependent upon the non-living, on the abiotic. So the combination and the chain should go properly, and that is how we can exist in the environment and can be can lead a healthy life. Now let's see. So many times a day I wonder what is environment. So now let's see what are the different things that are part and parcel of the environment. Now the important components of the environment are, they are divided into three parts. The first one is the natural, then the second is the human, and the third one is the human made. Now let's see what are the natural components. The natural consists both the abiotic and the biotic components, and it contains like water, land, air, and all the living organisms around us. Then the next category is the human made. It refers to the things that are being created by the human beings, and the example is like the infrastructure that we have created, or the room like that, this we have built with our own knowledge and the technology into that. So those, all these things, they are the human made. So we can take some of the good examples like buildings, monuments, roads and parks. And the third one is the human environment. The human environment is not, it's not an abstract thing that can be seen in a physical form in front of us, but the places which have the relation with the humans, like the individual or the family or the community or the religion that we humans have created, is part of the human environment. Okay, this we have already covered. Okay, now there is a different, all the three major components, there is a link between all the components of the environment. Now let's see what is the major component, the major important things of the natural environment around us. Okay, now biosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and the atmosphere. So the natural environment is subdivided into four further categories. Now the first one is the lithosphere. It is also called the solid part of the crust, the hard top layer of the earth, and it is an irregular surface with the various landforms such as plains, valleys, mountains, etc. So this is the first part, that is the lithosphere, the crust of the earth on which we are staying, that is the lithosphere. The second is the hydrosphere. The domain of water is referred as the hydrosphere. So entire water bodies around us, like for example the well or the ponds or the lakes or the oceans, they are part and parcel of the hydrosphere. Third one is the atmosphere. Atmosphere is the thin layer of the air that surrounds us, and it protects us from the harmful rays of the sun and the UV rays of the sun. Then comes the biosphere. Now the plants and the animal kingdom, both of them, they together make the biosphere or the living world. It is a narrow zone where all the three of this, like the lithosphere and the hydrosphere and atmosphere, where all three of them, they are overlapping on each other, and that is how the biosphere is created, where the human beings can stay and survive for a long period of time. So that is what is biosphere. So plants and animal kingdom, both of them together they make biosphere, and even humans are also part and parcel of that. So all three, like the earth, the land, water and air, interacting with each other to support the life in any form. That is what is biosphere is. Now these are some of the major features of the lithosphere. It is a solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. It is made up of rocks and minerals and covered by a thin layer of soil. And then it is an irregular surface with the various landforms such as mountains, plateaus, plains, etc., valleys. And then landforms are found over the continents and on the ocean floors as well. Then lithosphere is the domain that provides us with the forests, grasslands for grazing, land for agriculture, human settlement. It is also a source of mineral wealth, because all the mineral that we get is from the lithosphere itself. Now let's see what are the important features of the hydrosphere. The domain of water is referred to as the hydrosphere, and it comprises various sources of water and different types of water bodies like rivers, lakes, sea, ocean, etc. And it is essential for all the living organisms. Now let's see what are the important or the major features of the atmosphere. It is the thin layer of air which is actually surrounding the earth, and the gravitational force of the earth is holding the atmosphere all together, and it protects us from the harmful rays, and it consists number of gases. Air is actually having number of gases in it. It's a mixture of gases. So like carbon dioxide or nitrogen, argon, helium. So these are some of the examples which the example of the gases which are there in the air. Then the change in the atmosphere produces changes in the weather and the climate conditions. So whatever the day-to-day changes are there in the atmosphere, that leads to the change in the climate over a long period of time. Now what are the features of biosphere? Now plant and animal kingdom together makes the biosphere, and it is a narrow zone of the earth where all three of them, they overlap each other, and that is how land, water and air, when all three of them they overlap each other, they coexist with each other, that is how they support life. Now life can be in form of animals, it can be in the form of plants, and it can be in the form of human beings. So these are some of the important features of the biosphere. Now what is human made environment? Now what are the things that we have discussed about, like the things that we have created ourselves, the furniture or the vehicles or the infrastructure around us. So all these things, they are being made by us, so they have a purpose to us, and they are called as the human made, part and parcel of the human made. So these are some of the pictures showing the human made environment. It is tracing the changes done by the humans to the environment, roads, monuments, bridges, industries, etc. Now let's see the third category, that is the human environment. Now human environment does not have any abstract form as such, but yes, the family is part of human environment. Then individual is a part of human environment. So it does not have any subcategory, but it refers to the places which have relation with the humans, like the economic scenario of a particular country, or the religion that we practice, the community we stay in, the individual or the political scenario of a country, that is termed as the human environment. So that is what is, so now we have discussed all the three major components of the environment. Now let's see what is biotic and abiotic components. Biotic and abiotic factors, they are all the living things, they are under the biotic, and all the non-living things, they are under abiotic. World of living organisms, and abiotic is the world of non-living organisms. Now we have been modifying the environment since we have come onto this earth. Now, what is the need for modifying? Because for our survival and for our existence, we need few things around us, and we need to use those things. So that is how we kept on evolving, and we kept on discovering new things, innovating new things. So human beings have been interacting with the environment, and we have been modifying the environment according to our needs. So early humans adapted themselves to the natural surroundings, and they led a very simple life to fulfill the requirement from the nature around them. So with the time grew, we became more varied, our needs were different now, and then initially we learned how to grow crops, then how to domesticate the animals and lead a settled life, and then the wheel was invented, and whenever we had a surplus food, then the barter system emerged. Then we started with the trade. So, and then simultaneously, commerce also developed. So industrial revolution was done after that. So transportation becomes a faster, and we have, from basic to the most latest technique we have in the transportation system. So now we have the fastest means of transportation with us. Then the information revolution has also made the communication quite easier. But apart from all this development, what is required is we have to be harmonious with the nature, because ultimately we have to stay in the environment, and we have to survive in this environment. So the development should be at the pace that we are not harming the environment, because ultimately what will happen is, if we are going to harm the nature, we are going to harm the environment, it will fall back on us. So this is the crux of the chapter what we have done, biotic and human environment and abiotic environment, and then we have done what are the major components of the natural environment. So these are the basic three major components: natural, man-made, and the human part. So above, the conclusion of this particular chapter is, a perfect balance is necessary between the natural and human environment, and humans must learn to live and use the environment in a harmonious way. Thank you.